Disclaimer: everything that is discussed, posted is strictly for educational and historical purposes only. It does not promote, nor condone illegal activities. Sunny Boy's Grand Champion TALOUSE Stevenson was struggling to breed Grand Champion Grittler to Molly B. One-time winner, one-time loser GIS, so he asked me to come and help. I arrived and we tried, but Grittler was not interested and Molly was nearly over. In my attempts, Grittler nearly took of my face as he got really frustrated and aggressive, but we succeeded after all. We were not expecting a big litter, for Molly was old and we only got one stuck. There were 6 pups in total. Klein Molly Lil Molly died very young with a full belly of pups by Jasper, a son of Lucane that was imported by Brainy Smurf. Then there was Jade, a one-time winner, one-time game loser. She lost to Grand Champion Gypsy. She produced to our OM dogs and to time winners and still has a big role in producing excellent stock. There was also Piper, a very big female that A.P.B.T took over and used for breeding. The famous Champion Countdown, a 7-time winner that lost 1 game to Champex, was also part of the litter. Let's not forget the dead game to time winner Gator, one of the gamest dogs I've ever seen till this day. And last but not least, TALOUSE, the gentle giant. They were born in the very early hours. TALOUSE was the firstborn and my pick of the litter. I wanted to crop his ears, but Stevenson told me if you crop his ears you take him, you can't change your mind. I said sure, but then the unthinkable happened. The very last pup that came out was the one I wanted. I fell in love and begged for him, but Stevenson did not budge. TALOUSE was a very soft-natured dog, good with other dogs, loved puppies. While he was standing at Savutus, they went on a hunting trip, and when they came back, they found TALOUSE sitting in front of the back door waiting for them, with 25 pit bulls chained up on the yard. He didn't care about any of them, clearly showing his intelligence again. Around the same time my baby was born, and it turned out that TALOUSE is very good with kids also. I really believed he could have become a double Grand Champion if given the chance. TALOUSE was 16 months old when we first tried to roll him against his sire Grand Champion Grittler. Well, he wanted nothing of it. Wanted none of that smoke. He just screamed and showed no interest. So I left him alone for 3 months and then tried again. He was a complete different dog now. He showed high ability, great strength and intelligence, a true yellow dog. For that 3 months we would climb steep cliffs and reach waterfalls where I'd dive down into the water, leaving him high up, acting like I was drowning. Then he would also jump in to save me. I loved my boy. We rolled TALOUSE one more time and we decided to take him out. A call came from K-Club, who had a one-time winner monster at 57.3 pounds. He ended his opponent's career in a very short time. Everybody was running from Dempsey. They asked if we were up for it. We sure did. We agreed and the date was set. On arrival, Dempsey saw the pit from the back of the trailer and started shaking the trailer as if they had a mad bull inside. We all stood there still and looked worried. Sunny Boy's TALOUSE versus K-Club's Dempsey, 1XW and 1XGL, 58.5 pounds males. The match was agreed between handlers to start at 7 o'clock, but K-Club arrived late and the match only started at 8 o'clock. Dogs were weighed, TALOUSE coming in at 56.2 pounds and Dempsey at 59.9 pounds. Stevenson took the forfeit and the match was on. Both dogs started fast, with Dempsey driving hard and TALOUSE on defense. The match stayed the same for the first 20 minutes, with TALOUSE defending and Dempsey dishing out the pressure. 20 minutes into the match, a bleeder was hit on Dempsey's shoulder and the match started to turn in TALOUSE's favor. At 26 minutes a turn was called on Dempsey, but the referee did not agree. At 30 minutes another turn was called on Dempsey and referee acknowledged. At 35 minutes Dempsey is running very hot and TALOUSE is dominating and seems to have taken out Dempsey's left shoulder. At 40 minutes TALOUSE is working down Dempsey very hard and K-Club can see that Dempsey won't get back into the match. At 43 minutes the ref calls onto K-Club to pick up their dog. K-Club agreed and asked Stevenson for a courtesy scratch, which Stevenson agreed to, making TALOUSE a one-time winner in 43 minutes. Dempsey made a stumbling courtesy scratch with great effort while TALOUSE was screaming from his corner to still get a piece of Dempsey. TALOUSE went like a bullet on his courtesy scratch. TALOUSE was conditioned and handled by Stevenson. Dempsey was conditioned and handled by K-Club. Sunny Boy's one-time winner TALOUSE versus Demon Kennels Bruno Mayo's catch weight. The match was agreed between handlers to start at 20 o'clock and so it did. Dogs were washed and the ref called for dogs to be released. Dogs met in the middle. 15 minutes into the match, a turn was called on Bruno, who was struggling to breathe. TALOUSE did not seem to be interested in fighting at all, riding Bruno's ear, looking for no other means to fight. 20 minutes into the match, the first handle took place. Bruno to scratch, and so he did. At 30 minutes into the match, Bruno took control and another handle took place. Stevenson struggled to keep TALOUSE in his corner. TALOUSE scratched. At around 40, Bruno got a hold of TALOUSE's jaw. TALOUSE, still not interested in fighting, and starts screaming. Stevenson is a bit concerned. At 45 minutes, another handle took place. Bruno to scratch. When the ref called Bruno to scratch, Stevenson released TALOUSE, that came flying out of his corner. Bruno was now totally in control of the match. At 50, TALOUSE started licking Bruno, who got a hold of TALOUSE's penis. TALOUSE started screaming. This is probably what TALOUSE needed, to take some action. After 3 more scratches at 1-0 for Demon Kennels conceded the match. Sunny Boy and Stevenson were shocked by this. Bruno was doing well at this stage, but his owner probably knew better. TALOUSE is now a two-time winner, conditioned and handled by Stevenson. Bruno was conditioned by Demon Kennels and handled by Big Man. After the news spread about TALOUSE, we struggled to get some action. Nobody wanted to go into TALOUSE after his second, so we sent him to Megabyte. TALOUSE stayed there with his brother Countdown, who was already hard at work for his championship match, which was set up shortly after his second. Well, TALOUSE was not hooked up yet. 3 weeks before Countdown's match, Megabyte finally found an opponent for TALOUSE, but only to go on the same night as Countdown at 54 pounds. 3.3 pounds under TALOUSE's lowest weight. The match was set to go. Before going into detail, let's just have a quick look at what disadvantages TALOUSE is going in at. He traveled from one side of the country to another 1056 miles, his lowest weight is 56.2 pounds, and he is going at 54 pounds now. On match night, the competition weighed in at 56.2 pounds, being 2.2 pounds over the agreed weight. But guess what? Sunny Boys 2XW TALOUSE vs Sandman's Max, weight 54 pounds, dogs were weighed. Max is 2.2 pounds over the weight agreed upon. Megabyte took the forfeit and agreed to go on with the show. The dogs were washed and taken in their corners. The ref called for handlers to release their dogs. TALOUSE took control from the word go, riding Max's ear and working the front shoulders. At 34 minutes, Max got a hold of TALOUSE's leg and he started to scream. Again, just what TALOUSE needed. Within the next 10 minutes, TALOUSE destroyed his opponent's front shoulders. Max took too much damage. It cost him his life later on that night. Sandman conceded at 55 minutes. Max did not make a courtesy. TALOUSE, however, tested his handler's strength, for he was screaming and fighting to get some more of Max. You would swear he only just started. Sadly, but gladly, TALOUSE won his championship title in 55 minutes, only to lose a very worthy opponent. R.I.P. Max. Countdown also became champion a day after. TALOUSE's next match was set up the same night, this time against Max's big brother Deacon. Sunny Boys champion TALOUSE vs Sandman's Deacon, weight 58.5, champion TALOUSE weighed in at 58.5 pounds and Deacon at 59.5 pounds. TALOUSE is going uphill again. Megabyte took the forfeit again. Dogs were washed and taken to their corners. Dogs met in the middle. When TALOUSE got handled, Megabyte struggled to hold him in his corner. He screamed to get to his opponent. The first handle was at 25 minutes. After 3 scratches each, Deacon stood the line and was counted out at 104. It was a relatively long match, but a well-deserved win. TALOUSE is now a 4-time winner. TALOUSE's next match was on home ground at 25.5 kilograms into Mad Max and his cocaine dog. Sunny Boys champion TALOUSE vs Mad Max's cocaine. Weight 57.3, TALOUSE came in at 56.8 pounds and cocaine at 54 pounds. Cocaine was a late replacement for Rascal, who died some time before the show. Mad Max had little time to get to know Cocaine and do some work. Dogs were washed and the ref called handlers to release. Both dogs came out strong. TALOUSE took a hold of Cocaine's ear. Cocaine broke through TALOUSE's defense and punished his stifle. What more to say but deja vu? TALOUSE did it again, not interested to fight at all. Only controlling, not fighting. Cocaine, on the other hand, gave it his all. Even lost a canine in the process. Great dog, fought game to the end, outclassing all those who went against TALOUSE, except Bruno. Cocaine had no conditioning. Was rolled for weeks prior for 1 or 30 minutes and, with a new owner, still did better against TALOUSE than those that were conditioned and over the agreed weight. I must say, go Cocaine, what a great dog. Finally Mad Max decided to pick up Cocaine, who finished off with the game courtesy scratch. Grand Champion TALOUSE versus Bullet. Weight 57.3, it was soaking wet because of the rain. Bullet took hold of TALOUSE's chest and worked it hard. TALOUSE screamed and tried his best to counter the attack, without luck. Bullet took control and stayed in control for the next 30 minutes when a turn was called on Bullet. At 45-minute mark the first handle took place. The fight went on. After 2 scratches each, TALOUSE fetched Bullet in his own corner at 1 hour. Bullet is down and out. TALOUSE is completely in control, working hard on Bullet's chest and shoulders for the next 40 minutes. Bullet starts to scream, trying to jump the pit, but TALOUSE has a hold on him. Bullet to scratch but decides to stay in his corner and look for a place to jump the wall. TALOUSE is a 6-time winner. In TALOUSE's whole career he was only bit 3 times. He was a high-ability dog who could outclass any opponent by sitting on the side of the face, just giving enough to frustrate and tire his opponents, and as soon as they go down he finished them. TALOUSE is the product of a long line of great producers and grand champions. His sire's Grand Champion Gritler ROM and his grandsire's Grand Champion Sir Thomas, a 7-time winner, whose grandsire's Grand Champion Yellow ROM, some say Grand Champion Anderson the Spider Silva, came close, but I have never seen something like him. It's a shame that he died of a bad case of parvo infection after his last. Well, there you have it folks, the story of Grand Champion 6-time winner TALOUSE.